gonna do the audio?
Is it, yeah, just audio, because I look like I'm about 105, even though I'm 102.
Right.
Right, yeah. Oh, I'm getting water on this new table already. I'm having trouble. Is it on? Okay, you just heard I'm getting water on the new table. We do have new furniture, new chairs. Unfortunately, in somebody's wisdom, they did not think that we would need adjustable chairs, which we do. So I think they're going to be taking out some of the chairs, and they have already taken care of the reorder, I believe, on adjustable chairs. So you might have to make some adjustments yourself for a while until we can get the adjustable chairs in. Welcome back, everybody. I want to first of all start off by complimenting all of you that were here this summer, which is most of you. We had a great summer. We really did have a good summer. We had a lot of tests that were passed. I think in one week we had 18 individual tests passed. That's sort of a record for us. And so congratulations to you. That means that this is working and that you're making use of the full benefit of it. Those of you online are doing a great job too. We have everything organized a little bit better for you now. And so we'll explain that in a moment. That's the reason I wanted everybody in here, because the delivery system is going to be just a tad bit different. I passed out a dictation schedule. This is when, as you know, most of our classes are hybrid, which means that you'll come for live dictation. Come in. You'll come for live dictation on your scheduled time. We do have... I believe we have covered Q&A every day, so that's going to be good for you too. So there will be a live Q&A, and then a live jury charge and a live lit every week for you. And we're going to show you how that's going to be posted, so that if you miss a day, you can do your work, you know, from home or on the weekends and get that submitted. We're going to explain that to you in just a moment. Actually, the 60-90 speed, your live is on Thursday, but we will have lessons every day. Okay, so just because your live is on a certain day doesn't mean that you don't come every day. You can if you want to. This has been set up as a lab. I don't know if we can still use it as that, because we're down one room from the summer. They've taken a room away from us, but we're trying to make that adjustment. But all the things from the books are loaded on these computers so that you can get information from that. Each teacher is going to have an individual book from which they will get most of the material. A lot of those are on the computer as far as dictation is concerned. However, they will be dictating at the appropriate speeds so that you'll have access to that. Okay, you may come every day if you want to. We'll find a place for you, and if you want to come every day, if you need to get away, some of us can't do this at home. Some of us need to come together to do this. So if you are one of those that needs to be here on campus and use the facilities here and all that, you're more than welcome to do that. We will find places for you to go. So we have it divided up into 60-90, and then the 100-120, and then the 140-160, and 160-180 is going to be, well, the 160 lit and jury charge is going to be delivered through the wiki. The 160-180, I believe it's Q&A, maybe just 180 Q&A. David Zarate and I are going to do on Monday nights, and that will be posted for you too. Now, there's nothing that says you can't visit between the speeds. if you want to. Okay, it's all going to be available for you, and you can, if you're just right on the cusp of, say you're at 120 and you're right on the cusp of getting into 140, if you want to go to the 140 dictation, please help yourself. If you're at 140, you're right on the cusp of 160, you know, you might want to challenge yourself to the 160 dictation. We will test on Wednesdays now, so everybody will gather together. We have, I would say, almost demanded that they have 307 ready by Wednesday. We've kind of done a little edict so that we have to have that room. Yeah, the big room over there, we have to have that room. Hopefully they will adhere to that and they will get that room ready for us, and we'll test over in 307 on Wednesday. So everybody's still going to be testing together. For those new into the speed program, it's just a time of gathering together. Mrs. Reed is the monitor, and the test will be on thumb drive. So if you don't know about this, you need to give us a thumb drive. I think, did you tell your class that? Okay, and Cheryl has those. So just make sure that you do that. If you have not, if you're new, I know Rachel is new, and she doesn't know about the thumb drive, so we need to make sure she knows to bring a thumb drive. Rachel is a returning student, had moved away, did theory with us, and then moved away, and now she's back. And so we have a very good, strong enrollment. Very excited about everybody. We just didn't lose very many, and I think the ones we did lose, there was a reason for that. Some can be shared, others probably best not to share because they've got personal things going on. We have a new theory class coming in. It's very heavily male loaded. Y'all would like to know that. There's, I think, 4. Yes, I think 4 males.
That's why I'm not teaching it.
And that's exciting. That's exciting for us. And so everything's looking really good. I just want y'all to be relaxed with the fact that everything is looking very, very good. They have allowed us to do some things that normally they would not allow us to do because we have shown some strength. And you guys have been so good about passing, doing your tests right, and all that sort of thing. So congratulations to you. I just want to say thank you to you guys, because you're what makes the program. You know, we're just here for you, and but you're what makes the program. So just as a little definition, I am, of course, still your program coordinator, and so as such, you will come to me for most anything that you have a problem with, okay? So if you have an issue, whatever it might be, you will come to me. Mrs. Mallon is going to be out of dictation this time, but she's going to be managing the wiki and also managing the Canvas part of the class. And then we have, Judy is going to be pulled back into dictation because, of course, she had to tell her theory class goodbye. And you guys are grown up, and here you are, and we're ready to go.
So out of the nest.
There, she pushed you out of the nest, and so you're up here where the birds fly, okay? And we're glad for that. And then Barbara Dean is one of our instructors, and then I don't know if you guys know Joy Gunter or not, but she is also one of our instructors. You will be hearing Nathan, her brother. You'll be hearing his voice in some of the dictations because he's going to be sending those in, and just at the appropriate time, Mrs. Reed walks in, and Mrs. Reed is your guru, Gestapo, whatever you want to call her, of the testing center. So for those of you kind of new to the testing center, it's going to be a little bit of a shock to you at first because it's a tomb of silence. Okay, it's absolutely a tomb of silence. You go in and even Mrs. Reed is going to be silent except for giving you instructions at the beginning. But you're in there to do your test. That's the whole focus of being in there. You will be given the 3 hours to transcribe your test, 1 hour for each test, which is what is mandated by NCRA and also the CRCB board. So we're preparing you to get ready to go into a combined structure like that, which is the way that the test is administered at both the CRCB and also RPR and that sort of thing. You're just thrown in a group together. You take the test. You have 1 hour to transcribe each test. Okay? And then you turn in your test at the end. Ms. Gunther's responsibility this time is going to be to grade your tests. So she and I are going to get together and we're going to talk about the grading principles and that sort of thing. She will grade all the tests. She gives them to me. I have the final say on whether you passed or not. Okay? So I look at all those tests and I'm the one that says, yes, you get a star. You get to move up. Or, no, you didn't quite make it. You know, there was a couple of things you need to watch. So, in addition to that, we have a couple of academic classes this time. I will be teaching the 1312, the beginning communication class. So if you needed that, if you have not taken that yet and you're not signed up for it, it's not too late to sign up for it if you want 3 more hours. I'm also teaching the medical terminology class. That will be on Tuesday and Thursday, right after regular class. If you have not signed up for the medical class and you want it, you can do that also. We're still taking those enrollments. So if you need to sign up for a few things that you're not in already, you know, you may do that. Yes?
What time
Wait a minute,
will that
I have a
be?
question
I'm
first
sorry,
back here.
I thought you
Okay.
I lost my voice. The medical terminology, what time? About
Well, it's going to be right after class, so we have a little hour break maybe for lunch. So it's going to start about 12:15, and it'll go to about 2:15. Okay, and the English class will be the same structure. We're going to take a little hour break because everybody needs to eat.
and what days?
Okay, the communication is on Monday and Wednesday. So that means after your test, and I might have to start a little bit later on Wednesday because some of you may still be transcribing. So we'll look at that and see how the time rolls on that. On Tuesday and Thursday will be your medical. Let's say 12:20, 12:15 until we get through.
Does it say on the website what book textbook is?
It really doesn't. I will tell you that in
Oh.
class. Okay, so don't worry about not having the books. I will tell you about them in class.
Do we know room numbers yet?
We don't know room numbers yet. I'm a little concerned about that because we are down rooms. What I am really thinking is that we will go next door to room 301 because that's going to be the captioning room and it's not set up yet. It'll probably be a little crowded for some, but I think we might be able to make that work.
Which room did we lose? The one where we did terminology last fall? Legal?
No, it's okay.
Oh, what do you say?
That's the room we lost? Where we did
We lost 329.
Oh, okay.
We lost 329. We didn't lose 307. It's just being remodeled and it's not ready yet.
Oh, okay.
So until some of these get ready where we can kind of move back around again, we may have to make a little bit of an adjustment. But I think 301 is not being used. That's this room right here on the corner. And so I think that's where we will meet for the English and for the medical for
That'll be
right.
about 12:20, the same.
About 12:20, 12, yeah. About maybe 12:30. Because you'll get out of class at 11:30, 11:20. Give yourself a chance to go eat, get something to eat, and then come on into class with a full tummy because you would not be happy campers with being hungry. So, I mean, we can go right straight and get out a little earlier, but I think your tummies would be growling. So anyway, just to let you know that that's what Ms. Gunter is going to be doing. She'll be grading all of your tests after she picks them up on Wednesday or Thursday morning, whenever she decides she wants to come in for that. Again, Mrs. Reed will be administering your test. I will be administering the high speed, so the high speed will still stick with me. Okay, so if you're testing 180 lit, 200 jury charge, 225 Q&A, you'll be with me. Some of you still need the 180 lits, I think. You're right up there, but you're not quite into the other class yet. You will test with Mrs. Reed, okay? Unless you want to come test with me, that's fine, just let me know, okay? But that's where we are right now. Okay, any questions about scheduling? Do you all understand what we're doing? And testing, you understand that? Friday is an off day for you guys. You do not have to come to campus on Fridays except for my high-speed class. They must come. And on Fridays, Mrs. Mallon's going to show you just in a minute what you're going to be doing. and how you're going to be turning your things in. There will be assignments for Friday for everybody. There will be a video that you will watch concerning your test, and Ms. Gunter's going to do that video, and she'll just go over the test orally so she can talk through some of the problems that we saw. And since she's going to be grading them, she'll be very aware of some of the problems that she saw. Like this summer, we saw a lot of problems with principal and principal. A lot. And we just shouldn't have those problems. We also saw a lot of problems with capitalized state, capitalized court. You guys really don't get it yet. And so we're going to be working with that. When there is something that comes up that you need to know, she will make special mention of that. Like everybody missed, okay, bear. It was supposed to be bear that came over the mountain, B-E-A-R, and you put B-A-R-E. That happens, okay? It's a lot of it's in just proofreading and editing, but you know, you need to take care of that, those kind of problems. Now, do you have any questions about the scheduling, about the testing?
And I apologize for coming in late, you may have answered this.
It's okay.
So I'm in the 60 to 90, and it says,
Your live class is on Thursday, but that doesn't mean that's all you're going to get. Okay, you're going to have assignments. In fact, the first week is already done, I believe, with the assignments. And so you're going to have assignments even starting today for your specific class. Ms. Mallon's going to explain how you get to that and what you do. Now, again, if you don't want to do this at home, you are more than welcome to come up here. We'll find a place for you. You'll just access it on your computer and you'll do your work.
and the live class, what time does it start?
8:30.
8.
Yeah, the live class will be 8:30 to 11:30, and we're going to cover all three components. Okay, so you'll get an hour of live jury charge, you'll get an hour of live literary, you'll get an hour of live Q&A. Okay, and I believe Judy's leading that Q&A on that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you will have Judy, all right? Those 60/90s, you'll have her for that Q&A and some other things too. Okay, so she's not leaving your side totally. All right, any other questions? Do you understand how the schedule is going to work? Okay, we have found that when we did this summer, it was very effective and gives you a little bit of flexibility and freedom. But again, if you want to come every day, we will have a place for you to go. Any questions? Did I do that good of a job of explaining? Wow. I'm kind of impressed. Are you looking for theory?
Yes.
3:15 on the other side.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Okay. Yes,
Just real quick, the Monday for us, is it 3 hours of Q&A?
it's 2 hours of Q&A.
And then on Thursday?
2 hours of Q&A.
2?
Yeah, Judy's going to come in, we have 2 hours. Okay. Let me get back to the Friday thing. That will be a lot of online things, but starting after the 8th week, after week 8, which is halfway through the semester, if you want an extra test of any kind, I will prepare that for you and give it to you on Friday. Okay? So let's say you're real close to passing 160, and you need an extra, all you need is one jury charge to do that. All you have to do is request that, and I will prepare it for you and give it to you on Friday. So you will come in, if you want extra tests, you will come in on Friday. But that's after week 8. Okay, let's give us a chance to get the semester going and see where we are and everything. I think we have envelopes for everybody, USBs. Rachel, you need to give us a USB for testing. Okay, I think everybody else has it. You have your envelopes ready to go. They've been cleaned up. Ms. Mallon restarred, I think, everything. She loves to play with those things. Ms. Reed doesn't. And I don't like to play with them either, so anyway.
I don't mind putting the test on the flash drive, but a lot of people ask me about the stars. Miss Mallon is responsible for the
Yeah, Miss Mallon will be doing the
Not me, I'm
stars.
not. She's the one who's responsible.
And we will do our very, very best to make sure you get the right test. Sometimes glitches happen and we messed up.
Sometimes you're testing at 80 and you get a 200 test.
I understand.
You know what? That was my fault. Yeah, I'm sure that day was,
I was like, what
I
is
understand she threw me under the bus on that one, but it wasn't my fault.
I admit it was my fault and I apologize. I thought it was her fault. She replayed the tape and it was my fault, so I had to recover her from the bus. I did.
Yeah, she pulled me out of underneath the bus and she resuscitated me, so we're good. Boy, she did.
I really do apologize.
She
for
did.
that day. You should have seen their faces.
I know. I can imagine. I can imagine you being at 80 and getting a 200 test, and that did happen.
I know.
But anyway, those things happen, and we'll try to take care of that as, pretty much we can take care of it maybe right after the test because we have all those tests on there. So if you really got a wrong test and want to take, well, I don't know if you can or not, just don't listen. If you get a wrong test, just don't listen to it. Okay, let me just say that. If you get the wrong speed, please don't listen to it. Hi, Steve. Because if you listen to it, then it's invalidated, and we can't give it to you again. Okay, just hang from the wall, Steve. I love that problem. Okay, any other questions about the normal procedure of classes? You understand? Well, she's going to explain a little bit. I'm talking about Ms. Mallon. I'll explain to you definitely about the Friday thing, but again, just remember after week 8, you can request extra tests. All you have to do, but you have to tell me. Okay, just don't come in the morning of and say, "Oh, would you please give me?" No, I won't. But by Wednesday, you can contact me. I'm easily reached by email, not so easy by phone, but email is always. I do check those all the time. So if you don't have the email address, most of the time it's just our names, alamo.edu. So mine is pwoodard@alamo.edu. And I love your emails. So if you have a concern about anything and you have time to come in and talk about it, that's fine. Just shoot me an email. I do read them. And I'll get back with you. Okay? Any other questions? All right, Ms. Mallon, you're on.
Okay, welcome back.
Can we give Steve?
Good to see that we're crowded in here. We're going to continue using the PB Works Wiki. If you haven't been in school for a semester, or if you're brand new, you probably were taken off the wiki, just ask for permission to get back onto this one and its SAC dictation homepage. I will stick around after this class, after the orientation, if you have any trouble getting onto the wiki. All right, so if you're new, just stick around. And I think we have 15 online students. So you can see how many we have in here today, but we have 15 that will watch this video after I post it in Canvas. We're going to use the wiki, which I have up here, and we're also going to use Canvas for part of the other portions of our class. The class that we're going to use in Canvas is CRTR 1259-001, and I will probably add that underneath right here where it says the link to the ACES login. I'll tell you which course you'll be looking for. There are 10 of you in that course right now, and the other 30, I guess, I will be having our IT person invite you to that course. I'm not an administrator in Canvas, so an administrator has to invite you. That way we can see everyone in one course. You'll still be getting your grades in the courses that you registered for, but we can see everyone in that one course. So again, it will be CRTR 1259-001. Your quizzes will be in there. The place for you to submit your assignments will be in there. The fall dictation on the wiki will be under the Take Flight Fall 2014. Some of you have already asked for access to this, and I didn't grant anybody access yesterday. So I'll go in today and do that. I need to verify our roles to make sure that
Stop
everybody's
just a
there.
minute.
Okay.
We chose Take Flight because you know how I am about animals. Okay, and you'll see on the sack pack, and the sack pack is already ready. Are you excited?
Oh my God.
I mean, do I need an applause? Okay. No, just kidding. But the sack pack has the picture. Don't laugh. Has the picture of a butterfly on it, and it says something to the effect that without struggle, you don't get the butterfly. You know, the cocoon. You know the story. And so we took that mantra, and then from that we put the little Muhammad Ali quote up there, fly like a butterfly, or sometimes it's soar, or no. Float. You'll see float or fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. So you'll see how we're going to use those little stinger things in just a minute, okay? Cute, right? Yeah.
Once you get into the wiki, and for the fall, get into this page, just take time to read this first part. Down at the bottom, we can see who's been on there and how long ago it was that you were on there. I'm on there right now. Miss Woodard was on there yesterday, probably checking it out. Were you?
Yes.
Online students, if you are going to be online, you need to have access to a scanner to scan your PC or Mock back to us.
Does everybody understand that? Okay.
The back button works on the wiki if you just want to go back to the previous page that you were on. I just clicked on week 1. I don't know whether you can see. Oh, you can't see
you
it.
can see it.
Okay. So for week 1, we have it divided by day: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Here's the Monday, and we kind of gave you a time frame, how long we think that might work, or how much time you might need for that section. The stinger for the day, just something interesting. Some of you that have been with me for a while, you know that I love the cinnamon story. It helps you remember things. So that's the actual article, and just click on that link. The finger drills. There were some finger drills that I found online. We'll probably put some of our finger drills on here later. When you come down to the jury charge, and I just said if there isn't recorded dictation here, please use the archive dictation, and that's coming from the wiki. But you can see the groups there: 60 to 90, 100 to 120, 140 to 160. Can you see that in the back?
Y'all see that?
The Control Plus will make it bigger.
That's okay. I think
140, 160, then the 180, and then we have the 180
okay,
to
stay right there.
225.
Stay,
Okay.
come back down so I can point.
Okay.
Okay, so this is where your dictation is going to be located now. It's not going to be in any kind of other file. It's going to be in whatever speed you're in right here. That's where you will find your dictation for the day. So if you miss a day, you can always go back to that day. These are the things that we did during the class. Now each class is probably not going to do some of these. You can access the stingers at your convenience. But the dictations are going to be all located just like that. And again, to reiterate, if there is no recorded dictation for your specific speed, you can always go to the archived. The archive has not been removed. It's all there. Okay? Do you have any questions about the delivery? Because this is how you're going to get your dictation. Any questions? Yes? I know you can't talk. I'm so sorry.
What do we need a scanner for?
Oh, only if you're going to test at home.
Oh, okay.
If you're going to test at home, then you scan your tests back in. That's the only reason you need a scanner.
In the archive, are we gonna have to request?
If you're not a member of some of those, yeah, just ask Ms. Mallon for permission. She'll grant you permission to go on any of those other areas in the wiki. Okay?
And that comes directly to my phone.
Mhm. She
So
does
I
it
can
almost right
usually
away.
grant it to you, unless I'm in class. I'm usually pretty fast about that.
She is. She is. She gets it
So
really quick.
if you click on one of the links and it says you don't have access to that one, just request it. Some of the new people, you probably don't have access to any of those, except for maybe where Mr. Hopkins had his theory.
Or Judy.
Or Judy, right. So just request, and I will just grant the access. We talked about, you may not do the grammar stingers or the stinger of the day. Valerie, come in.
No, I was gonna tell her. No, she needs to be in here, doesn't
She
she?
does.
Okay. Yeah, Valerie,
Grant, can you ask her to come
tell
in?
Valerie to come in.
If you're coming to class Monday through Friday, you still should be spending about 3 hours a day on homework. So this is a schedule for 3 hours outside of class. If you did the face-to-face dictation and it's posted up there under your speed, the 140, 160, then go to the archive dictation. And I'm going to try to showcase each one of those dictations that we've had for 5 years. We've been putting dictation on a wiki that you might have to request access to, but I'm going to showcase each one of those. So you might find a type of dictation that you really like. Just remember that it was on Monday of the first week, and you can always go back to that if you want to, if you don't want to use what I've suggested. But you should be practicing 3 hours a day outside of class. This little arrow right here at the very top will take that toolbar away, and it just makes the page a little bit bigger. The grammar stingers, I have found, or I think Miss Woodard found it first, a blog. Do you want to talk about
Yeah,
Mark's blog?
Marjorie Wakeman Wells is the new, sort of the new English guru for court reporting. She does seminars and blogs and all kinds of stuff. Did you meet her, Grant, at the convention? Okay, she's just, she's kind of taken over from Lillian Morrison. However, we still use Morrison's book, and that's the one that we used when we did the English, those of you that were with me. We're going to do the English this time with Marjorie Wakeman Wells' book. And every day she is putting a blog. She has a blog that goes out there. Just little things. Go ahead and click on that. And you'll see just little bits of information. So for the most part, this,
right here.
will it go?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so like on this particular day, she was working with into one word or 2 words, onto 1 word, 2 words. And then her little blog is right there with just tons of examples. And she has done this, and we did get permission. We called her, and we did get permission from her to use this on our website. So very helpful little hints about. It may be something you know, but again, it may be something that you've forgotten. And I see court reporters even all the time that are on her blog and making comments about that how helpful that is. So those are always good to look at least every day. We'll have one every day on there, okay, a different one, all right?
And I said it might take you 5 to 10 minutes. You may want to write some of those. You may just want to take the 5 minutes and just read the article. The next group is your lit dictation. Again, I put some lit here that you'll just need to click on if there's not any lit listed there. The next need to know stinger, I put the proofreader marks on there. Miss Gunther, when she's grading your test, your PCs and your mocks, she'll be using those proofreader marks.
Go ahead and click on this.
And when looking at your PC and mock, I'm still hoping that Wednesday, before you take the PC and mock, you can come in early and look at your graded test, because we've written comments on there.
Not
We
this
tried it the last 2.
Not this Wednesday, they will have to test.
No, this Wednesday we won't. It says that on in campus. But we're hoping that that will work out. I'm not sure what time the testing is starting. Miss Reed's not in here. Do we know for sure?
What time we started later.
We
because-
started at 9:30.
9:30?
Yeah, probably still.
But I
because-
think she's usually here about 7:30.
Yeah,
isn't she?
we may start the test about 9. And then if you want to come in and look at the video that Ms. Gunter has made and look at your test, that's the time that you can have actual visible contact with your test. We cannot let you have those. We cannot give them back to you because we have to protect them. But you can have actual contact with your test, look over your test. We still may have made some mistakes that you want to question us about. NCRA does that. The state does that. You can pay. Of course, you have to pay them to get your test regraded, but you can do that. Grant?
I just wanted to know when we're correcting our tests after we've taken our performance challenges.
You're doing that on when?
Huh?
You're doing that on Wednesday. That's part of your editing.
Yeah, I know. When we go to do that, do you want us to, like say I drop 10 words, do I insert any longhand words or can I just do dashes?
You can if you.
I mean, that's why I don't know which one you want.
It's probably a good idea for you to go ahead, but if you do that, if you insert words after you're grading it, you're saying as you're grading it.
Yes.
Yes. If you want to put those words back in, do it in a different color pen than what you graded it with the first time. So if you graded it the first time in blue and you want to go back and put your words back in, put them in a different color so that we know that wasn't added as you were.
I'm talking about Wednesday when we do it.
I understand. I think I understand. You're talking about.
No, okay, so we do our performance challenges and then we play them, get our
Okay, you've taken your test.
Yeah.
You've edited it. It's
and
done.
now we're ready to correct.
And now you're ready to grade it.
When I go to grade it, do you want the words in there or do you want dashes?
Sticks. It doesn't matter to me. Whatever you do, you can put the words in there. My point is if you. Okay, here's really the way I would like it. I would like for you to take your test, proofread it, make your corrections, reprint it if you need to. Okay, you may print one copy first that you don't have to turn in if you want to. I can't proofread from a screen. I have to proofread from a hard copy. That's the way I'm built. I just have to. So if you want to do that, go ahead and print it out. Make your corrections, go back and re-edit in your software, and then print your final copy. So you should not, your final copy should not have any handwritten words in it. So then when you grade it and you've missed 10 words, if you want to add those with handwritten, that's fine. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I'm just saying that if I dropped 10 words in several places, because it takes a long time to actually edit and put in all the long
Yes, it does.
Drop.
Mhm.
Okay, and in some cases I've dropped like 150 words. So,
There's also a matter of space.
It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So that would be saved. Some of that time would be saved if I only
Just put sticks. Sticks are fine.
Okay.
I don't care.
I just didn't know what was the
Let's just kind of say if it's a short drop, or let's say if you reversed words or something like that, that maybe you make the corrections handwritten in there. If it's a big 10-word drop or more, just use sticks. Just count it, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. That way you won't be having to write all of that stuff in.
Inevitably, I'll do my final print on the printer, and then after the edit. But inevitably, I'll have a place where I want to put a comma or whatever. I'm still going to correct it if that's okay. So I don't have to reprint a whole nother one because I left a comma out, and then use a different color to grade.
Well, my suggestion is that you take your test, you edit it, print it out,
Okay.
look at it.
Okay.
Make your corrections there, go back in and edit on your software and print one final copy. So
Okay.
you may print 2 copies of your
Okay,
test.
because if one copy, then no. But 2 copies,
Now,
okay.
when you turn that test in though, the copy that you printed for proofreading needs to be torn in half,
Okay,
okay? So you're not walking out with the test.
okay.
Clear? Okay, let's go through that again. You take your test, You can edit from the screen if you want to. If you're good at that, that's fine. If you want to print your first copy, it's just a rough copy. If you want to print your first copy and do your editing from your printed copy, that's fine. Then take that editing, go back in and correct it in your software, print your final copy. Your final copy should not have anything on it. No ink or pencil, all right? And then when you turn that in, if you did do a first print, tear it in half, turn it in, Ms. Reed will just throw it away. Is that clear? Does everybody understand? Okay, so that we all understand, and I will tell her because she doesn't know, this is something kind of new. But good to bring that up because some of us, I just can't. I can't proofread from a screen. I have to have that hard copy right in front of me. So that's where you make your comma corrections and all that stuff. But when you turn in your final print, it should not have one single mark on it. All right? Yes, ma'am.
Do they allow you at the CSR to
Yes.
make 2 copies?
Yes. And they do at RPR too. But at RPR, I know, because I've given the RPR several times. I assume they do at CSR. I think they do. I know they do at RPR, and you just tear up your copy, and that has to be sent in with your
That's what I was
packet.
gonna say, maybe submit it with it, because.
No, you do. When you tear it up at RPR, you have to submit it in your packet, because there's no tests that leave the room.
Right.
Okay.
Just because once you do start working, you're not going to want to print a whole big job so that you can.
Right.
It does take practice to be able to proofread on the screen.
On the screen, I know it does. I know it does. Yeah. And you'll have somebody else helping you too to look at it too, so that'll help some. You'll have maybe a proofreader or a scopist or something to help you.
Can you just briefly talk about, for those of us who've never done that
Yes.
recess team, when we
Yes.
walk in, we'll sit at a.
You sit wherever you want to.
And we bring our laptops.
You bring everything. You bring your machine, your laptops, everything. Okay? And then she's going to hand you she's going to hand you your packet with your name on it, and any stars that you've gotten so far, and it's going to have your USB in there. On that USB will be your 3 tests. You will take them in succession because that's the way that's the way the tests are run. So you'll take your lit first, or you might want to start with your Q&A. You don't necessarily have to take them in the proper order. RPR makes you take them lit, jury charge, and Q&A. Makes you take them in that order, and I think the CSR does too. But I don't care that much if you take your Q&A first, and then you take your jury charge. It doesn't matter because you're taking your own tests. Okay? So you take your tests. After your tests are done, she'll give you a little bit of a break time. At the break time, you just, go get a snack or a drink or whatever. Then you come back in, and your hours editing start right there. Now, a lot of times, she is not going to sit there and do, at 10:06 you started this. You're going to have to be honest enough to keep up with that yourself, okay? And it would not offend me at all for you to put that time up on your paper. That you start editing your lit at, say, 10:06. Well, you have until.
There's a place, yeah, there's a
Oh, it
place
is on the test
form.
form, that's right. I forgot. There is a place on it, so that you put where you start and where you stop, okay? You can have no more than 1 hour for each test. So even though you have 3 hours in the transcription room, you can't spend 3 hours on one test. It's just not allowed, all right? But that's an honor code. Nobody's going to be there to make sure that you're putting the right times down. Now, we do at the RPR. We do. But that's a little bit hard for us to manage with all of you guys. So you'll put your times down. You'll spend 1 hour for each test. We want you to transcribe all 3 tests. There may be one that is just a stink bomb. It may be horrible. Okay. When you grade it, you only have to grade to the point where you would fail it. Okay. And there is on the wiki a schedule of a chart of how many errors you can have at your speed before it is a fail.
Here's the test form.
Yeah, okay, there's a test form there. So you see there's a start time and an end time, and then your error count. Now, if your error count is, let's say you can only, I think, for example, the jury charge, 200 word a minute jury charge, you can only have 50 errors. So when you get to 51, you're through, okay? Or I would say maybe 55, because it could be that you counted off something that shouldn't have been counted off. You know, y'all make mistakes on that too sometimes, and you get pleasantly surprised when I say, no, that really wasn't an error, okay? Okay, yeah. So, and then here's the chart for your 5 minutes. So, like I said, at 200 jury charge for a 95, and this is the column that you're looking at right here, the 95%, okay? Right? 96, 96, excuse me. The 96 is what you guys are looking at. It's 95 for the state. And why do we do it a little bit more? Because we want to give you that edge. Okay, it's important that you get that edge. All right, so you're looking at the 96 right here. All right. So if you're at 60 and you've made 20 errors, it's probably not going to be a pass. So I wouldn't go much past 20. So you don't spend all of your time, like Grant said, writing in 150 errors. No need to. No need to. That'll take up all your time. Does that clarify what I'm talking about? Okay. And again, if you want to print out the test for proofreading, just, you know, you can even mark up there on that copy, proofreading only.
I was just wanting to confirm, what times are we meeting these?
For the test, we're going to meet at 8:30.
I mean, for the individual classes, like for me on Monday.
8:30. Everything starts at 8:30. Okay, for the individual classes, yeah. Yeah, Christina
did you
just
get
got
your
in.
forms?
Was she?
Can you give
But we
us
don't have
some?
another schedule, I don't think.
There's some.
One there. We need
And
some more.
Valerie too.
Well, Valerie
Valerie
does.
got some.
We need some more runoff, because that's all I have. Yeah. Okay, so does that clear up the testing, the room, you know, it's going to be a new experience for some of you. It was a little overwhelming the
It
first
was
time.
overwhelming.
The first time you went in there.
Oh my God.
It's a little overwhelming.
We were used to Hopkins, testing with Hopkins.
Oh my God.
I know,
We were
I know.
babies.
Well, and they're used to testing with Judy, so, you know, again, it's going to be different listening to me and whoever is with me.
I do have a question.
Yes.
For those that are just coming in that have not had QA, do they start testing QA?
You know, I would say no. If you're just now coming, you know, you're coming in brand new, you really have not had any Q&A, let's give it a little time until you feel like you've got your banks under control and you know what you're doing. I will just say the 60 tests will be on there, but you probably won't want to take those, so we will allow you that flexibility. Okay. If y'all want to go on over there, you may.
They haven't seen.
Oh, wait a minute, you haven't seen Canvas yet. Hold on just a
We
minute.
don't use Canvas.
You're going to
You're
use
going
it?
to use Canvas.
Wait,
So I'll shut up in just a minute. Okay, are we good with all that? Okay.
They do test this Wednesday.
Huh?
They do test this Wednesday.
They do test, we are going to go ahead and test this Wednesday. We didn't want to lose a test day. It'll be rusty probably, but, you know, who knows? Who knows? Okay. Get to Canvas.
All right, once you log into ACES, and there is a link from the wiki to get to this page, I've logged in. Over in the right-hand corner, if you can see where my pointer's going, it says Canvas. And I'd say it's very busy today.
And I will tell you
So it
guys,
might be
the only
slow.
reason that I would want you to, you're right on some of that, we're not going to use all of that, but the communication comes through Canvas. So the emails and all that sort of thing is going to come through Canvas for you guys. There may be some things that we need to tell you that I don't tell you to your face. Okay? So that's the reason.
But as far as assignments, we're not, right.
Well, you're going to be responsible to me. Okay.
All right, so here's the list of your
Sarah.
courses.
Go ahead.
And if you'll select the course that we're going to use, the 1259. I may need to help some of you change your email. Most of you that were here for Maymester and summer we did that. If you weren't here for May, Mester, and Summer, it probably still has that email that you set up when you were using Canvas back in the spring. You can go to settings to change that, and again, I'll stay after the class to see if you need any help with that. Your assignments are listed by week. And again, it is just slow today. I think everybody's on it, trying to publish their courses. Yeah, it's a little slow. We might get there.
There we go.
If they're not sorted by week, if up on the student view, you have a little button up here that says you can sort by type, and then it will sort by the headings that I have there. We're going to post this video, so if you want to go back and look at that video, online students, you'll be looking at that video. Here's to send me an email just to make sure that you're in there. It's optional if you want to change your picture. Here's the information sheet that you filled out today in class, and there's the Eclipse contract. The online students will have to do that and submit it to me in Canvas. And they have a place under this assignment to submit it with their scanner. There's the assignments for week 1, and all of the weeks are the same. So we'll have the SAC pack, and it's already on there. Your site writing and the instructions are there for that. Your instructions are there for the week 1 PC mock. And then there's a place there for your grade when you edit that PC mock. The vocabulary words, and we are giving you 10 new words a week. Let me see if I can show you what that looks like. I give the words to you in a PDF, and I also give them to you in a Word file. Some of you wanted to submit those to me to show me that you looked up those words, so I made a place for you to drop that assignment in Canvas.
Okay.
I'm in the student view right now. And you see how it's kind of all mixed up? There's week 2 and week 1 together. This is show by, and I can click on the type, and then it organizes it for you. Yeah, just click on sort by type so that you can see that, or it looks a little jumbled. I've only opened up weeks 1 and 2. I haven't opened up anything else, weeks 3. They've changed Canvas over the summer so I can hide weeks. I don't have to have the whole course finished before the semester starts. So here's the vocabulary words, and again, I'm in student view, and there's just your Word document, and here's your PDF. So you can bring that up, type your definitions in there. I know, it's just busy today, but it's there. Maybe the PDF will open.
There you
There
go.
it is. Okay. And then you also have it in the PDF. You can go back to your assignments by clicking up here in this bar. If you go all the way up here, this is all of your courses that are in Canvas. So use this assignment button that's in the blue, or over here on the left. And then your quiz is right here. It's open now. It's open until December, but it does have a date next Wednesday where it will show you the correct answers. So if I like for everything to be due on Sunday at midnight. I think the students like that in the summer also. We're also having the online PC and mock due Sunday at midnight. That gives them a chance to finish their PC and mock over the weekend. So everything is due Sunday night except for the discussion. And the discussion will be due after you watch the video before you take the PC. And we'll be running a week behind because this week you won't have one to look at. Not everybody took the week 16 PC. There's a place for you to do your read back for us. If you're coming face to face, make sure that your instructor tells Miss Gunther that you did a read back in class so she can record a grade. And maybe we need a form just for the students to keep up with to give to Miss Gunther. And then I have your practice log there for the week, so you can print that off. I also have it on the wiki on each day that you can print it off. That's due Sunday or Monday morning when you come to class. Make sure you give it to your instructor so we know what you're practicing. The read back, and even if you're a face-to-face student, you can do the read back. I don't have an inbox when I'm in the student view, but you can click on the inbox, send the email to all of the instructors, and all of us are in this course, and then just click on the little microphone and your camera comes on your laptop. It's easy to do, and then you can just do your read back. You can hold up what you're reading with, I just want you to read from your notes. So just hold up your notes. Maybe tell us where it's coming from. I like for you to use something in the SAC pack. And then just do your read back. The more you read back, the easier it becomes. So you're just recording it for yourself. We're going to watch it just to give you that check mark that you finished the read back.
When I do my sight writing, I go back and do my read back from that if I need to do a read back. Also, I have a question. It's going to sound stupid probably when it comes out, but when I send you an email, do I need to be clicking that little box there that says send? Like, y'all are not all getting my emails, right?
Yeah, we do.
Well, we are.
We
We
do.
will if you say all instructors.
Right
You can
below it,
see
it says
all of us.
something about, it says something
Let's
about,
look at it after class,
Great.
because somebody else might have a question, and I can't get the email to
Right.
come up. It's called inbox
Yes.
in the student view, because I don't have
That's what I
access to
understand.
that. But we can look at it if any of you have that same question
Okay.
and see how to
I
do
wanna
that
see.
read back,
okay.
okay? But I like the email going to your favorite email, and in Canvas you can do that. It's under settings, and you just have to verify in your email. So look, check it on your phone and say, yes, that's fine, I want to do that. And then you should have a star beside your default email. You have to have the star beside your Yahoo or your Hotmail or your Gmail, so that it's not only going to your Alamo email, but it's going to your favorite email. That's the best part about Canvas. Students do not check their Alamo email, although you should, because you do get some things in the Alamo. But if you'll set it up so that it goes to your favorite one, then if we have a message to send to you, if for some reason we have to cancel class, which we usually never do, I can send out that email to everyone that's listed in the 1259 course, which is all of you, and everybody gets the email. So there's no one left out. Now, we did have a situation this summer where with financial aid, a couple people were dropped. Genevieve, I think you remember it locked you out of the Canvas for a day.
Did me.
And when I invite you to the course, if you lose that connection to that course that we're using, contact me immediately so that I can have Raven, our IT person, invite you back into the course. Don't just assume that's normal. Just tell me, I can't see the course. Mine's cmallon@alamo.edu. Tell me and I can have her invite you back into the course. We were able to get it resolved, but financial aid sometimes has a little issue with communicating with
Admissions,
spaces
whoever.
and records.
They don't talk to each
I know
other over
they
there.
do.
They don't
They
talk to
don't.
anybody.
They
Too
don't.
dumb.
So once you're in the course, the Canvas course, and then you lose it, tell me
Okay.
ASAP so I can get you back in.
And
Yes,
at some point today, we'll all be in 1259.
yes. I hope today.
Well,
Raven
now
said
that's
she
not
might be busy.
don't worry about that as far as, actually a class number that you're not in, on your schedule.
But your assignment's in the wiki for today.
It's just for assignments. It's just for Canvas.
But you'll be invited
I'm in
today.
Canvas and I don't see this, so.
Right.
sometimes-
No, you have to get invited.
There were only 10 of you in the actual course, but the course Ms. Woodard and I had selected only had 3. And I thought, it'll be even a little bit of time if I pick one that has more students in it. So there were 10 of you in the 1259. I'll have to be thinking it's 1391, because that was on my brain, that we were going to use that number, but it's 1259. Okay, great.
I received several emails on the weekend of assignments that have been posted, so is that,
Oh, maybe,
yeah, I mean,
because I have the assignments in there
so
already.
did you send out?
They no, it does it automatically. They opened
So
last
I
night
guess
at
I'm already in
midnight.
there.
They opened last night at midnight. Did anybody else get the email? So your default email is your preferred email already? Okay. And I will stay after class to help you with that. Any other questions?
So do you all understand the difference now on the wiki side of it, what you're doing there, and then the Canvas side, what you're doing, okay? Now, your question may be, what if I decide I don't want to do all those assignments in Canvas? That's your prerogative. It will lower your grade 1 letter. Okay? Just to let you know what the consequence will be. Because we feel those assignments have value also.
They do. I know.
They do.
But this is college, so we're not going to stay after you to complete your assignments. The discussion, and I just clicked on the discussion in the student view. I just said, after watching the video of week 1, and this is the week 1 PC that we're not going to do anything with until next Wednesday. You can share how you did on that. You can ask, I'm not sure how to write that word. I didn't know that we were supposed to capitalize state in this situation. I used the wrong principle. The PLE and the PAL, as Ms. Woodard said, we saw that several times. This is a place for you to click on the reply and tell us. Ask us, because we're part of the discussion too, so we can reply to your questions. All of us are in this course once we accept it.
I've accepted.
Oh, okay.
Don't look at me. She just gave me one of those looks.
And you'll have to accept it when she sends out that invitation today. It may even say, you might get an email from Raven that says, I've invited you to a course. I don't know what the procedures are for that. But you'll see that as soon as you click into Canvas, you've been invited to this course. So just click on that and accept it. Right, so the discussions, I like going back and reading the discussions. I don't usually comment because you all are commenting with each other, but I like to see the conversation that's going on.
Are the discussions shared with everyone?
Everyone that's
Everybody's-
in the course, yes.
Everybody. So if you have a private discussion, email.
No bad.
No bashing. No bashing.
Right, I think I even said, keep it appropriate and keep the dialogue going.
Yeah.
Please stay true to your theory.
This week sucks.
Yeah. I just had one heck of a week.
It was funny the week that we had the wrong speeds because people were saying
Oh,
this
gosh.
was really a good test, except I had 200, you know. So that was funny.
I was ready to take, I always sit like this, I was ready to take the next test, so I see Gary.
Yeah. Well, and again, if that happens again, we have the correct one. She has it on her computer, so she can fix that almost right away if she will do that. And but don't listen to it. If you listen to it, you've invalidated your test.
It's funny, I didn't even listen in the beginning when,
Yeah.
you know, you always say.
I always say the
what
speed, right? Yeah.
From the beginning, I didn't even catch it.
Yeah.
I just heard the speed and I was like, I was going with it at first, I was all.
Well, and then
Way too
I
fast.
threw you a good one too for the week that I used an archived test and it had the wrong week on it, you know, and I said, this is your PC for, I said week number whatever, and then on the thing it said week number something else, and so I know I threw you a good loop on that one.
And we
It's
can't
my job.
reuse those tests after 2 years. So if it does say the wrong week, just still.
It's because I've archived one, I've used an archived one, which we can do.
Yeah.
I can't come up with 90 million new tests all the time.
Those of you that are just coming into the testing on Wednesday, Ms. Woodard does dictate all of the speeds for all portions of the VC and the block.
Except the Q&A, and I have a second voice, which will either be Rick or Judy, or David Zarate.
Yes, we tried to do the Q&A one
We
week.
should do 4 voices.
Well,
it
we
was-
and we can if you want to come
We
back
have
tonight,
some
we can do-
voice on the
Uh-huh.
wiki.
I have
may
some-
put some voice links on there when you go to the daily assignments. This week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday they're already set up. I didn't show you all of them. I went on Monday and I went on Wednesday. All of the forms you need for the PC mock are there. Online students, you can print those, make sure you're using the correct or the current cover sheet, and make sure you send me a cover sheet for the PC.
I will say this too, you do get a grade for your transcription, and as some of you have noticed, if you choose not to transcribe a test, it counts off 33 1/3 points. So that doesn't make your grade too lovely. So at least get into the test, okay? You may have just bombed it royally, but at least attempt it, or attempt a portion of it anyway. If you can just attempt a page, I'm happy with that. That shows that you've attempted it, okay? But just to ignore it totally, it's not really your choice to ignore them. This, you know, I mean, you can do that at state and you certainly won't pass. You can do that at RPR and you certainly won't pass. Don't always go by how you feel about the tests either. I've had students before, in fact, I had a high-speed student several years, well, Elva, you've heard Elva come to talk to you. She would not transcribe because she didn't feel like it. It didn't feel good, and so she wouldn't transcribe it. And I just one time took her test and graded it, and she would have passed it had she turned it in. She passed it because she didn't feel like she passed it. And, you know, there's horror stories like that all the time. So, you know, give it a whirl. Give it a whirl. You never know.
I just have one more note. Week 16 will just be the final. We're not going to have any
Well,
other
hallelujah.
assignments.
Did you see my note?
Uh-huh.
I was under the impression.
Yeah. No, week 16 is
We're
just, you
just
just
gonna
come in
do-
for the final. Okay,
So
no
we
sack
won't have
pack.
a sack
No,
pack.
nothing. Okay.
And no quiz,
Thank
although I
you.
put a quiz on there. Who wants a quiz for week 16? I'll put one on
Will
there. if
do.
you
No,
want.
I think not. I think we'll not.
I think no.
Okay.
So week 16 will just be the PC and mock. We're going to run out of battery on that camera.
Okay, and one other thing, just make sure that, I don't mind notes from you guys if you think that this is your last 60 that moves you to 80. Or you think it's your last, you know, like you're in jury charge and you've passed one and you think this will take you out. You know, little notes like that on the front page of that performance challenge document is helpful to me, because then I'll go back and look and see. Also, when the final grades are done, I try to look to see if you're, you know, actually enrolled in the class that you have passed out of. But you remember there are speed requirements to each numeric value that you have. So, you know, that's the final judgment. But if we didn't get you an A for the class that you did pass out of, just let me know. We can fix it. All right?
And I just brought up the test cover sheet. Where I have passed, if you passed, that's the way I was sorting out the ones that I needed to grade right away. So if you've passed, you can put a great big yes on there, or I think so.
Or
Put
please,
that
or
on
please
there.
check it, or a big check mark, whatever.
Just tell us, and then put your error count on there, because we can look at that also. You can look at the error chart. This is all in, on the wiki. I just went back to the wiki, so all of those forms are there. So if you want to print out one of those to look at it before Wednesday, do that. I haven't changed it from summer. It's the same one from summer.
It's still 96.
Yes, it's still 96. Yes, ma'am.
I've used Canvas for other classes, so I understand Canvas. On the discussion, I'm clear, you know, because I've done discussions on that before, but the other assignments, will it tell us, I guess I'm not quite clear, are we supposed to submit them? Or it'll tell us each one, if we have to
Yes.
submit them or how to submit them?
Yes.
Okay.
If you're coming face to face on Wednesday, you don't need to submit that PC or mock. and it says if you're an online student, you're submitting here.
What about all those others?
But everything else, yeah,
Your
it tells
quiz
you how to
is
submit
there,
it.
and it's just in Canvas. It's a 30-minute quiz. So it's timed. Once you click on it, you have 30 minutes. The read back, if you're coming face-to-face for a class, you might not do the read back in Canvas, but then again, you might. We had several people over the summer that did both.
That's your choice. Most of our classes will have a readback component to them, and that's perfectly okay. We'll just check that off there and make sure the appropriate teacher knows
And
about
once you
it.
see the pages, they're very self-explanatory.
Uh-huh, they
They're
are.
not complicated
They are.
at all.
They are.
And
There's a submit button on there.
There is, and we can all help you with the Canvas assignments if you're having any trouble. My email, cmallon@alamo.edu. You can email me, okay? Or email me in Canvas in the inbox.
Are there any questions? Okay.
If you have your laptop today and you want me to help you set up your favorite email in Canvas, I can do that after we conclude with this class. Okay?
Today, what is the live today? 140 to 160. Okay, so, not sure where we're gonna go. Y'all can stay in here to get your Canvas stuff done. Maybe 140 to 160 can go next door, 301.
The wiki does work
And we'll give you a
better.
little live today, whatever time we have left.
The wiki works better in Firefox, and Canvas works better in Chrome, Google Chrome. So if you don't have those,
I still need to register.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that, Ms. Kathy?
Okay, is there anybody else that still needs to register?
Firefox for
I tried
the
to,
wiki and Google Chrome.
All right, we need to go see Sarah
okay, I'll go see.
and get your banner numbers and your course numbers.
Although it works okay in here.
You
Internet
gave me course
Explorer,
numbers,
neither
but
one
what
of
it
them.
sent to me was that they were not being offered this.
I know, but
Okay.
you'll still use those course numbers.
Okay, I'll go
She
see.
overrides it.
Okay,
So if you have not registered yet, you should have your numbers and we'll go.
and she can do medical, right?
Yes, she can do medical override.
Well, you're not in
You are. Well, that's going to be probably through my You'll just turn it in.
Oh, don't forget to turn in your forms.
Yeah, turn in your forms.